Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I am going to be giving you my Aries June 2018 horoscope forecast. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is, as far as June goes, the sun will be in Gemini from the 1st until the 21st. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So anyway, for Aries, this could be a strong concentration of energy, attention, focus on communications, siblings, neighbors, people in their early education, short journeys. And being in Gemini, this could be done with a lot of vivaciousness, a lot of spirited, animated energy. But be careful that it's not overly superficial, because Gemini, of course, energy can lack persistence, done with a lot of whimsical energy, and the communications can be very loquacious, to say the least. So anyway, next thing up is, as far as June goes, the sun will be in Cancer from the 21st until the 30th. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So at this time for Aries, this could be a strong concentration of energy, attention, and focus on the family, the end of life, like say is like retirement is what I'm referring to. That latter part of the life, just making preparations for it. Emotional security, the less dominant parent, which is often the mother, and roots, traditions, and foundations. This could be done with a lot of Cancer tenacity, clinging energy. This could be also energy that could be done with a lot of caring, nurturing, really about nurturing the traditions, and really with a lot of sentiment. And this, in a lot of this, the emotional security, talking about the end of life period, doing so with a lot of doing it for safety and for safety and security, Cancerian-like reasons. So anyway, next thing up as well, the new moon will be in Gemini on June 13th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So at this time for Aries, this could be perhaps the start of a new writing communication project that may be done with siblings, with neighbors, a new period perhaps of really diversification in the neighborhood, with siblings, with people you might know from your early education. It could be doing some work on cars, with dexterity type work with your neighbors, with siblings in your neighborhood. And really could, in some cases, this could be rekindling maybe a Gemini connection you had from your early education, and perhaps diversifying with short journeys as well, and showing more maybe new period of versatility and variety connected with your short journeys, with your communication, siblings, and neighbors. Anyway, next thing up as well, as far the full moon will be in Capricorn on June 28th. So the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So at this time for Aries, Aries could get tired, exasperated, perhaps at a ruthless, overambitious, undemonstrative dominant parent, authority figure. This could be the completion of something that had a lot of responsibility, that was career related. It could be something connected with the government, something with dentistry, information technology, something Capricorn related. And really this could be a full this full outpouring of maybe very sad really emotions at this time, somebody being really dejected, and a lot of this sad energy coming out in matters connected with one's public image, one's reputation, with one's career. A lot of dejected and despondent feelings perhaps coming out in connection with those things. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Mercury, as far as June goes, will be in Gemini from the 1st until the 12th. So the third house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, this could be about Aries may be dealing with very inquisitive siblings, neighbors, perhaps nosy ones. It could be talking about a variety of subjects with neighbors, with siblings at this time, and perhaps with someone from their early education. The mind may be really restless at this time, but versatile as well. This could be about really assimilating information very quickly, but perhaps superficially as well, and maybe more eloquent communication with Gemini siblings or Gemini-like siblings that embody Gemini-like characteristics, and maybe a variety in short journeys at this time. So anyway, next thing up is, well, Mercury will be in Cancer as far as June goes, from the 12th until the 29th. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aries, well, Aries may be very contemplative about the end of life, their emotional security. This could be about a lot of reminiscing with people in their family, people they're close to home with, perhaps extemporizing in communications with family members, those close to home with, and also spontaneous thinking, perhaps regarding one's foundations as well. And it could be a time for Aries where he or she may be dealing with very maybe Cancerian siblings, cousins that factor more in the home life, and maybe or ones that embody Cancerian-like characteristics. So anyway, next thing up is, as far as June goes, Mercury will be in Leo from the 29th until the 30th. So the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, Aries may be inclined maybe to boast about achievements connected with their hobbies, their creative endeavors. They might dominate conversations with children, romantic partners at this time. This could be about really about maybe in some cases domineering siblings might impact one's love life, their enjoyment, their amusement at this time, and more creative thinking at this time, perhaps in connection with things just of amusement with their enjoyment at this time. And really this could be really about in some really looking at this, the next thing I want to get to, okay, Venus will be in Cancer as far as June goes, from the 1st until the 13th. So the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So at this time for Aries, well, this could be about perhaps money spent on safety and security for the end of life period, for retirement. It could be about love of nurturing and protecting the family, about really this could be about maybe finding a Cancerian love or one that embodies Cancer-like characteristics that could be close to home or introduced by a family member, and it might be about value, really spending money, really could be this tenacious spending of money on emotional security and putting a lot of value in safety and security for the home at this time, and really about the enjoyment perhaps of reminiscing with family members, valuing safety and security, and also money might be spent at this time to find out regarding roots and traditions at this time. So anyway, next thing up, Venus will be in Leo as far as June goes, from the 13th until the 30th. So the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aries, this could be about loving children, romantic partner with a lot of Leo-like ferocity. It could be that a Leo love may come into view at this time, somebody that you might meet at some maybe place that you share a hobby or creative endeavor with, at an entertainment venue, perhaps. Also the enjoyment perhaps of attention-seeking hobbies, getting notoriety and having a lot of enjoyment connected with this. It could be extravagant spending on amusement and children, even gambling hobbies at this time, maybe valuing extroversion and really with children, with a romantic partner, with people that figure prominently in your hobbies, in your things of amusement. So anyway, next thing up is Mars will be in Aquarius in June. So the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retrograde from like the 26th till the 30th. So at this time for Aries, this could be about a lot of erratic and sporadic energy expended with friends and groups and organizations. The situations with friends might be acrimonious and contentious at this time, and they may be really with a lot of this unpredictable Aquarius-like anger. And it could be where you might become angry at friends, people you know in groups, organizations, at their idiosyncratic behavior. And it could be more unusual arguments with friends and acquaintances, and perhaps energy and vitality put into the unusual electronics, computers, innovation, esoteric subjects that could be tied in to aspirations and goals. And this could also, the way this could manifest during the time that it's retrograde, this could be about maybe a review of some bizarre actions from friends and acquaintances, and also maybe dealing with some kind of indirect energy from them, instead of like maybe some friend that you know that might be actually trying to annoy you. They might not, for example, they might not do it in a direct way. It could be very unpredictable, being Aquarius energy, and done in a way where it's not really direct. So it's more indirect energy that could be done. Such as dropping something on the floor just to wake you up instead of knocking on your door or calling you, for example. Remember, this is Aquarius energy. This kind of an oddball example. Another example could be, some friend or acquaintance, taking something electronic, some remote control object, and flying it near you, just to annoy you, but not really doing it in a direct way, as opposed to maybe hitting you, something with with some throwing something at you, or trying to annoy you in a more blatant or obvious manner, as an example. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, next thing is Jupiter will be in Scorpio. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So and it will be retrograde this month. So anyway, this could be about really a lot of unveiling the secrets connected with the sexual partner, someone you're in an intimate relationship with. This could be luck going beyond the subterfuge, or going beyond superficiality, perhaps in insurance matters. It could be matters over an inheritance. There might be some secrets unveiled connected with this at this time. Given that this is retrograde, this could be also the way this could manifest, is revealing perhaps a profound philosophy regarding transformation and death at this time. So anyway, the next thing up is, Saturn will be in Capricorn still, and the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. It will be retrograde. So this could be about dealing with some limitations and restrictions connected with one's career at this time. Maybe situations with authority figures, the dominant parent, which is often the father. It could be dealing with perhaps a debilitated or sickly dominant parent, or if you have a good rapport with maybe an authority figure, maybe that person as well. Could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the bones, the knees, or the joints. Also, given that this is retrograde, this could be, the way this could manifest could be perhaps a review over responsibilities to the public image, one's reputation, and one's career at this time, in the dominant parent as well. And also, it could be, the way this could manifest perhaps, is not being necessarily cognizant of limitations and restrictions, which could wind up being very taxing, and one could succumb in some cases maybe to overexertion in matters pertaining to one's career responsibilities, and taking on more than one can handle. So anyway, Next thing up is Uranus will be in Taurus, so the second house will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time for Aries, this could be about perhaps really maybe dealing with Taurian or Taurian-like friendships that might impact one's self-worth and self-esteem, unusual persistence and perseverance in monetary matters. There could be some financial fluctuations and disruptions at this time as well, which of course could naturally impact one's resources and one's possessions at this time. So, and really the next thing I want to get to, well, Neptune will be in Pisces. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So at this time, this could be about dealing, I mean, remember the 12th house is the dominant parents' siblings. So it could, these are aunts and uncles. So it could be dealing in some cases confounding, confusing maybe behavior from an aunt or an uncle, or something nebulous or unclear with them. And some isolated cases of confounding and confusing mental illness and chaos in one's private life. If this person is into drugs, it could be alcohol and or drugs, could be one's self-undoing. Also, too, the metaphysical, it could be about doing something Neptune-like in solitude and seclusion, such as something mystical, spiritual, photography, chemistry. It could be the metaphysical, which could include astrology. And also this could be abundance of self-sacrifice connected with those less fortunate than yourself. And the relationship with an aunt and uncle, or both, could be dissipating and dissolving at this time as well. Next thing up, Pluto will be in Capricorn still, so the 10th house as well be emphasized and highlighted. So for Aries, this could be about the way this could manifest in some cases. I know you don't like me saying necessarily, a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but this could be in some cases the literal death of the dominant parent, which is often the father, or it could be somebody in your that might be in your career, somehow prominent in your career. It could be an authority figure. In some cases, too, this could be about an obliteration of one's public image and one's reputation and the career. But remember that Pluto is about rebirth and regeneration, and when one career might be destroyed, another one may supplant it with this Pluto energy. Also, too, it could be about where maybe a dominant parent, authority figure might be exhibiting some kind of obsessive compulsive tendencies at this time, and maybe dealing with power struggles and matters related to one's career as well at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is the North Node will be in Leo, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. When the North Node is in transit, this can often be about issues one has to confront and address. So this could be about perhaps confronting, having to confront maybe an overbearing, arrogant, extravagant, domineering, and even bombastic child or romantic partner at this time, taking pride and dignity in one's creative endeavors, perhaps showing fortitude and courage with matters connected with children, with a romantic partner, maybe with people in your that figure prominently in your fun, your amusement. This could be too as well, just looking at this could also be about maybe having to, spend a little bit more, be a little bit more extravagant in 5th house matters. It could even be dealing with, an extravagant gambling situation in some isolated cases. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, the Black Moon Lilith will be in Capricorn, so the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So at this time, for Aries, the way this could manifest perhaps is dealing with perhaps really the unveiling maybe of a dominant parent, an authority figure that might be showing some very ruthless, tyrannical, overambitious qualities at this time. It could be about a revelation of a Capricorn formidable adversary that might have a strong impact on your reputation, your public image, the success you have, your ambitions, your career ambitions. And also, too, the way this could manifest in some cases could be about the revelation of perhaps or unveiling of a rather depressing, maybe career situation or a restricting or limiting situation with the dominant parent, which is often the father. So anyway, in some isolated cases too, this could unfortunately be about maybe using one's sexuality to attain their career ambitions and getting to reaching that pinnacle, so to speak. So anyway, last but not least, Chiron will be in Aries, so the first houses will be emphasized and highlighted for Aries. So in some cases, this could be about literal wounds, physical wounds to the head, the face. It could be headaches. It could be injury to the upper jaw. This also could be about dealing with some overly combative, confrontational situations with someone from your early childhood, dealing with some emotional suffering, emotional wounds associated with lack of enterprise and initiative to embark on new beginnings, contentious experiences with someone from your early childhood, and also really not being overly aggressive and assertive in doing the things needed to make that first impression, the right first impression. So, but remember that Chiron is the wounded healer. So in areas that you could be going through some suffering and emotional wounds with, you can help others deal with comparable situations and do so with a lot of, you could say, a lot of this Aries, like courage, fortitude, assertiveness, aggressiveness, and enterprise. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Aries June 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Taurus June 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.